All right, we're going to go to our presentation. Make sure that you have raffle tickets and everything. I've got one piece of paper to present Don, but it could take a ream of paper to present everything I know about him, and I don't know everything about him. But BVRC Vice-President Don Banta, K5DB, will take the podium tonight for the March meeting with the topic that will be especially introduce another interesting and exciting aspect of amateur radio to our newcomers into the hobby, which is competitive operating 101. Don was first licensed in 1969 when he acquired his novice license with call sign WN5ZKE. He has been a ham for 52 years, and this topic has been one of his ham passions for decades. Competitive operating has taken him to many places and allowed him to form camaraderie with many wonderful ham operators over the years, which he will share with you tonight. You will find out that competitive operating is not just contesting, it is also competing with yourself to achieve new radio goals, develop efficient procedures to facilitate EmComm and Public Service operating skills, and make an overall better quality operator out of you. Please welcome K5DB Don Banta.
Look out, everybody. Jabberjaws has got the program. Hey, isn't this great, folks?
Oh, yeah.
Greg, if we said thank you 1,000 times, it wouldn't be enough for making this possible. This is surreal.
Sir, the overflow parking, we're probably going to have to put that in the news, the next news. I'm serious. She had to walk a little ways. So
okay.
We're going to have to open that up and let people park on the gravel beside the building too.
Okay. Wow. Well, that's fantastic. How many have, before I get into this just very quickly, how many of you have been members of BVRC, either not at all as yet or less than a year or less, or say? Okay. Well, the reason I ask that, and you can ask any of the members here, Bella Vista Radio Club is here for three main things. One is to promote the hobby, and the other is to have lots of neat, interesting programs and activities. And the other thing that we're here for all you newcomers, is to help you. And we have on the website, we have a program called Elmer 911. Anybody seen that on the website? All you have to do, if you run up against an obstacle that you're scratching your head and, well, what do I do? You know, I don't know what to do about this. I can't get my SWR down. Or I don't know how to program this handy-talkie. This instruction manual's like Greek to me. And you fill out the form, send it in, and Vincent will field that, your problem, issue, question, whatever. And we have over 30 Elmers that are on standby on email, and we have a chart as to who is expertise in what area. And he'll find you someone to help you. And that's what we're here for. And I think that's why, one of the reasons why the club has grown in the past several years and has evolved into what it is now. And Field Day is the 4th weekend in June, always the 4th weekend in June, and it will be in Bella Vista at our wonderful site that we've used for years, Metfield Park. Mark your calendars and attend that. And if anyone here would like, I put it in the newsletter but hadn't had any takers. If you would like to try to help us out and be field day coordinator, it would really be appreciated. And I don't sound to be complaining, I don't mean it this way at all, but there's very few of us who are doing a whole lot of stuff, and we need some help. And the coordinator coordinates it. Look at the last issue of the newsletter that you got in your email about that. But you'll have a lot of folks ready to help you, and we can help you contact those people that could become an integral part and serve as in particular positions for field day. So at any rate, let me get my notes here. I wrote down some notes just to get started on this. There's many facets to our hobby. Digital modes, communicating through repeaters, DXing, emergency communications, slow scan TV, or just having a good old time rag chewing. Anybody know what chewing the rag is? Now you know how old I am, right? That's just having a nice conversation, maybe for an extended length of time, with another ham operator somewhere. I wonder if they still have the Rag Chewers Club. I got an RCC certificate from way back when. But our topic for tonight explores another aspect of our great hobby that thousands of amateurs do enjoy, and that is, we could call it amateur radio competitive operating and competitive type operating. I wished I had an antenna system like that. I don't know who that is. I got that off the internet, but we have some hams here in Arkansas that has this type of antenna farm. Serious business. And they have the awards to show for their investments. I started, as Tom told you, I started in 1969. That's my QSL card from about 71. I started with a DX40 75 watt AM CW transmitter and a Hammerlin HQ 110 receiver. And some of y'all know what that is, and some of y'all hadn't even probably heard of Hammerlin. But my dad saw how much fun I was having, so he got his novice, and we both later got our generals. And then, thanks be, he started putting his funds into the hobby. I mean, I was, yeah. I was a 15-year-old snot-nosed teenager, and I didn't have any money, not like that. So we ended up having a complete Drake 4-line station, and we had a classic 33 up 110 feet, and we was out in the country when my folks were alive there at Green Forest, and that's where I really got bit by the ham bug. So, oh yeah, and I built that little Heathkit Kier right there. That was my first kit, was that little Heathkit Kier. For those of you who are new to this hobby, put this on the back burner, what I'm going to talk to you about tonight, and I will be as short about it as I can, because I don't want to hold everybody here, even though this is really exciting to finally have another home. And see what you think about this. I get on the repeaters. I have a Kenwood TM V710 dual bander, and I check in on the nets, and I do monitor the repeaters somewhat. But with all due respect to UHF and VHF, what would we be without it when it comes to emergency communications especially? But the world of HF isn't too bad either. And yes, contesting is a large part of competitive operating, but there are other aspects of the hobby that fall in the category of competitive operating, and we're also going to look at those. But first, let's take a look at contesting, since it is the largest area of competitive operation. And contesting has been around for a long time. And I'm not obsessed with it, although it is one of my favorite facets of the hobby. I love it. But I'm not just obsessed with it, you know. Somebody starts talking to me about repeaters, why, I'm open to anything, you know. Now some hams, you saw that antenna system on the first slide. Well, now here's you some serious contesters right here. I don't know where this is, but there's stations like this all over the United States and the world. They have their, I mean, that's a nice station right there. They have their own radio. Each one of those run a particular band or mode even. They're feeding the same antenna, and they all usually run amplifiers. Those are amps up here. You know, they're probably running legal limit on every band and every mode, or most of them. And you know, you can get really serious business with contesting. But there's some, like some of us, they just like to do it on their own. And what's wrong with that? And I've done that too. I have been involved with team operation and by myself. And both of them they're just loads of fun. One of my favorites, obviously this would be, I'm from Arkansas, is the Arkansas Qso Party. I managed that for 20 years, and the Noise Blankers radio group, I was hoping maybe Kevin or Andy or Gary could be here tonight, but I felt it was time to pass the torch to the younger generation, and they were gracious enough to accept that torch passing. And is there anyone here who does not know what a Qso Party is? Okay. It is a contest. I don't know if all 50 states have them, but the bulk of them do. This is a contest where the rest of the world is looking for stations only in that state. And they can only work stations in that state. If they work someone like them that are out of state, contact don't count. And the ham stations inside that state, they can work anybody. And what that does, it helps people that are maybe trying to attain their Worked All States Award. I got a few of my states for my 5-band Worked All States from Qso parties. And they're, when you are an out-of-state station, and I've been both, you're usually tuning, and I call it hunt and pounce. You find that station, and they'll be calling CQ Tennessee Qso Party, hello CQ Tennessee, Kentucky, Florida, whatever. And anybody ever operated the California Qso Party? That's huge. And just to let you know, California has 58 counties, and they have the club, the North California Contest Club, NCCC. They manage that, and they make sure there's at least one station in every California county. So then you can try not only to win an award, but you can get a sweep. You've swept the state. You've worked all the counties. And Arkansas, it's usually been on the second Saturday of May. They're moving it to the 3rd, and because it was interfering with Mother's Day quite a bit. And that's understandable. But if you are a technician, you can get on 2 meters, direct, simplex, and call CQ, and maybe you'll work somebody around here in the area, and you could count that as a contact and send your log in, you know, and you can go to the website. It's arkqp.com. And but if you're a general and you have HF privileges in an HF station, you can get on there, and there'll be stations from all over the world looking for you. They're looking for Arkansas, or they're looking for Madison County, or they're county hunters too. They're looking for your county as well as your state. So that's one of my top 5 favorites, obviously. And it has grown quite a bit now, and it's getting real popular. And in case some of y'all don't know this, on the radio, you know, for trying to attain a Worked All States award, Arkansas is not that plentiful. Now we're here, but there, you know, how many of y'all have been in a contest and you tell them you're 5'9" Arkansas, and they say, can I exchange a QSL card? You're my first Arkansas. Or they'll say, you're my 50th state. I need your card to complete my Worked All States award. And that's exciting when you work them. You think I'll swap cards with them? Heck yeah, I'll help them out.
Ask them for $20.
Yeah. Yeah, like the DXers do. And not only do I like Arkansas, but lately, in the last several years, I've run HF Mobile, and I've gone to Kansas, went all over that thing, you know, logging about 600, 700, 800 miles a weekend, Missouri and Oklahoma. I've had a ball doing it. One time I was up there north of Lake of the Ozarks, Missouri. I was finishing up my Saturday run. I was on my last county line. You park on county lines so you can give out 2 counties at once, or maybe 3 if you can find a tri-county line. That's a threefer. And in Kansas, I've got a couple of stops that I've done that 3 years. And that's a quad county line, because the county lines up there, they're like this, they're straight. And so I was in Missouri. I'm on 20 meters CW, and I hear this WA5 something or other, and he was really weak, but I was trying to work him. You know, I was trying to help him, and it was on CW, on Morse code, and W, for those of you who don't know the code, is a dot, a dash, and a dash. And I asked him, he kept giving me his call, and he was very faint. And finally I dug it out. It wasn't a dot, a dash, and a dash. It was a dot and 3 dashes, which is a J. That was JA5, Japan working me from the pickup. And I was getting him with a 20-meter HF mobile whip and 90 watts. So that, you know, and I've worked a lot of Europe, but that's the first Japan I ever worked from the pickup. Anyway, I've had a lot of fun. And I've got my little S10, so I made me a PVC platform where I can put my little desk, as it were, and I've got my keyer, my paddle, my boom set for sideband, and my laptop. And I run Vincent's got one, and we both love them. Maybe some of y'all got a FT450D. Anyway, a lot of fun. Okay. There's other competitive type operations. And y'all, I love young people. I love to see them get excited, like Miss Clara right here, if I can point her out and embarrass her. She has learned the code. She knows the code. You know, it's not required for licenses anymore, but she loved it so much that she learned it. And I just wish we had more young people like her that's got fire in their belly for the hobby. And I think we got one right back there, Mr. Thomas, too. But they do have the school club roundup. That's, I think, once or twice a year. That takes place during weekdays, during school hours, so that the kids can get on their school stations and they try to contact as many as they can. And non-school stations like us, we can contact them. We're real excited about this one. Maybe, have you all seen the announcement in the newsletter about Rookie Roundup? That's for people that's been licensed 3 years or less. and there's or that have not made a contest contact on sideband CW or RTTY, they can participate one time, even if it's been longer than that. And we have sponsored this thanks to some of our coaches. We have 15 rookies that's going to participate with BVRC this year. We've got 5 coaches, and there'll be 3 rookies at each coach's shack, QTH, and we are their coaches. We are not allowed to operate. We are not allowed to log. Why should we? We already know how to do that. This is for them, and they will learn, if they haven't already, how to work a contact and how to work a contest type operation. And Rookie Roundup, it's not real fast paced. And you can ask Jerry and Claire and Vincent, they've been in it the last couple of years. And guys, is it fun or?
Super fun. Yeah. I'd say it's fast paced too. I mean, really.
Well, it can be, yeah.
I mean, but it's totally up to you how you want to work it.
Right.
People are real patient with you, so.
And then you get into the big boys. You get into Arrl November Sweepstakes. Next year, that will celebrate its 90th anniversary. It's been around that long. And that is just for the U.S. and Canada. That is the largest home, North American home, or U.S. Home contest of the year. And you see that broom there? Well, of course, they've got that broom there for the word sweeps, but if you work all of the ARRL sections, y'all familiar with ARRL sections? There's 80 of them. If you work them all, they'll put, and you win your division, on your certificate, they'll have that sticker on there, you swept. You had a sweep. You worked all the sections. And I've done that. It's not easy, but it's not impossible. Then you get into your big international contests. And you get into, you know how that's good for you? You learn how to copy foreign calls. And everybody, that is alphabet soup. Isn't it, DXers? I mean, you know, you don't hear just a call starting with a W, an A, an N, or a K. You know, you get everything. And then there is, these are just some, this is not all of them. Then CQ Magazine, they sponsor the WPX contest. WPX means prefix. So instead of trying to work as many countries as you could in an international contest, you're working as many different kind of call signs that start with a different prefix. And that's, it gets pretty exciting if you like that kind of a thing. I threw this in here. One of the most popular modes going right now is good old FT8. And there's a lot of contests that are gravitating to that mode. It's not on all of them as yet, but there's a couple of them. Field Day, we do run an FT8 station for BVRC Field Day. And if you don't know anything about FT8, show up at Field Day and you can watch this in operation. And I'm trying right now, I'm waiting on a reply, but there is a gentleman down at Russellville, John Evans. He's Ron's 18th cousin, once removed, right? And John is a member of the Russellville Ham Club, and he has had some excellent forums and classes on FT8 at the Russellville Ham Fest. They haven't had it yet this year due to the COVID thing. Well, where do I find out about all these, Don? Well, this is one of the websites. I don't know if you can see this that well on these monitors, but Bruce Horn, he's run this for years and years. It's an awesome website, WA7BNM contest calendar. and you can sort that. You see right there, you can look at what's coming up in 8 days or all year, state QSO parties, CW contest, QRP. Anybody don't know what QRP is? Okay, QRP and all this kind of a thing. That's
on our website too.
Yes, you can go to the website and click the link and it'll take you to that. Yes, sir.
I wrote a blog post a while back about QRP and the fact that nowhere on the internet does anyone actually spell out the acronym.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, that I've never known it to happen.
Because nobody knows what it is.
Yeah, probably. Except some of us QRO fellas, we say life's too short for QRP. But hey, I've worked the states so many different ways, and I have worked all states with 5 watts. And that's Alaska and Hawaii. On 80 meters, no less. Was Geritol net. All right, and then another good, of course, on the Arrl website, they sponsor many of their own type contests, and you can view those on here, and it'll give you all the information on those, of which Rookie Roundup, that is an Arrl contest, sweepstakes, school club Roundup, and VHF, and International DX competition, field day. And if you're an Arrl member, obviously you get QST every month. Did you ever notice the contest corral page in QST? It's in there every month. It'll tell you what's coming up. And if it's blue, that means it's an Arrl sponsored contest. It tells you who's sponsoring it, what bands it's on, what modes it's on, what kind of an exchange you have to exchange between you and the station you're working, and the website where you can see the rules and log submission requirements and all that kind of thing. All right, well, that's contesting. One of my favorite subtopics of competitive operating, okay, so you get into this contesting and you start becoming proficient at it. And so then when you're operating portable, you can also apply that proficiency of operation to portable operations. And of course, the biggest portable operation of the year in North America is Field Day, 4th weekend in June every year. And this is some photos of Field Day, BD, that's before dawn. This was maybe a year or two before, and I think Ron took these and I borrowed them from him. This is Metfield Park in Bella Vista. You can see here's the equipment, antennas, and Ron, what year was that that you had the inverted V on the balloon?
That was actually an 80-meter Delta loop.
Oh, Delta loop.
By that helium balloon. That N5EE rod. He lives west of Centerton. Cool guy.
Yep, Mr. Ken, great guy. There's the pavilion, and then here is the stations, digital, CW, and sideband, and here's Mr. Glenn right there, and I think he's telling Fred, be sure you don't get out of band. But Field Day is a lot of fun. It's a lot of doings to put it together, but it's really fun. Nothing like it. And here is our illustrious president at a Field Day that I was able to be, I coordinated that one, but Tom ran he was our sideband station captain for that Field Day, and you can tell he's operating into the night. That was before the rains hit us. That's probably like 11 o'clock or midnight or something like that. And he was just knocking those contacts out and having a ball doing it. And Ron just mentioned N5EE. Well, there he is. He's operating, you see his paddle. That's the CW station. He's operating the CW station. Now, I've only been able to be at one Bella Vista field day, and the reason for that is I'm also involved with a high school radio club over in little rinky-dink Alpena, Arkansas. And that's where I'm originally from, over there around Harrison. And my kinfolks still live over there, and my first and second cousin, he and his daughter, her sons attended Alpena, and they decided to see if anybody wanted to form a radio club. That little club's got 30 kids in it with the alumni. I mean, Alpena, what is it, 800 people or something? I mean, it's one of them, and you're through it. And out of those, that's with the graduates. They got about 25 or 30, and I help them with the testing when they're ready. We have a 3-man team. We're all extras, so we can test all the way to the top if we have to. And they got 8 or 10 kids. They got their extras, as well as their in-house sponsor. He got an extra. And there's several generals, and of course the bulk of them are technicians, but and there's a lot of girls in that club. So they have field day as well, and I thought I'd just throw that in there. That's at Alpena High School, and we had banners made, and I forgot that this picture was in here, but that's my grandson, and he's got his extra. His called Kilo 5 Zulu Bravo, and he's logging for Jonathan there. And Greg, where are you, Greg? He must be outside. His call, and that's what he got from the FCC computer, Kilo Fox 5 Charlie Oscar Papa, cop. Greg would like that call. So, and let's see, we used a Wyndham and a 40-foot mast, tied it off, you know, and they worked 800 contacts that weekend. So they're having fun over there. 2016, this is some more portable operations. Are y'all getting tired of me yet? No. Okay, I'm hurrying. I'm going to hurry on through this. For me, 2016 was the funnest year in amateur radio I ever had. Even with all the DXing I've tried to chase and contesting, it was the year that we had, and of course they still have parks on the air, but this was national parks on the air. The National Park System was celebrating their 100th anniversary in 2016. And what the ARRL did, they assigned a designator, a designator number to each National Park System unit. That would be your national parks, national monuments, national historic sites, national military park, national preserve, national seashore, and all of that. Anywhere where the NPS had jurisdiction over. And that was for the entire calendar year. And they gave out awards, and people would go out to these units all over the U.S. and put those on the air. And I didn't do much home operating because I was having fun activating some of them. And I either by myself or with another person or with a team, with a group, I helped activate 13 units that year. And there's 8 national National Trail of Tears, or National Trail. You know, the Trail of Tears goes right through here. So I went over close to where it was and put it out on the air. So these other stations, they got awards for working them, and those of us that wanted to activate the units, we got awards for activating them. And that's has become one of my favorite awards. I did achieve an activator award for activating 13 units. That was Buffalo River 1, National Rivers. I forgot about that. But Buffalo's the first national river of the United States. You all knew that, didn't you? We went there twice. This was at the Pruitt Campground, and those two young ladies that were the park rangers, they stayed there a lot. They were thoroughly enthralled with our little portable station. And we're hiding it there. That's the CW station, and that's the sideband station. And that was a cold, wet, miserable, damp day. My wife's sister lives up in Emporia, Kansas, and they asked us up. It happened to be 2016. She says, would you like to go up there? I said, I'd love to go up there. You can visit with her, and I'll go out to Tallgrass Prairie National Preserve and activate that unit. And so that's where I went. It's about 30 minutes west of Emporia. And I'll tell you, 20 meters CW, Europe was coming in like a house of fire in that pickup that day. And it was just exciting to work. Can you all tell I like to do this? That's my first cousin. He lives in Harrison, John, W5OX. He and I swung through Harrison, picked him up. We went up to Springfield, Missouri, where Wilson's Creek National Battlefield is. And in 6 hours, sitting out there in their parking lot in the pickup, I logged for him most of the time. We worked over 800 contacts in 6 hours. They were just covering us up. Had a blast. Buffalo River 2, that's Tyler Bend, south of Harrison. And we had the former section manager of Arkansas, Dennis, help me Ron, or Dennis Schaefer?
Schaefer.
Yeah, RZ, W5RZ, right? He came up from Russellville and joined us, and we just had a ball. That's not all of us in the tent. They were off somewhere else doing something, but there's we ran a little generator there and made a lot of good contacts that day. So, and that's not Grizzly Adams, that's Billy Hyatt, and he's working as either PSK 31 or FT8, one or the other. This was at Fort Smith National Monument, and there's our beloved Paul Dixon, who's no longer with us. He and Scott Anderson, some other guys there, they were running the sideband station at Fort Smith. And then Billy and we were the only two that went on this. I told some of the other, anybody wanted to go with us, let's go. We went down to Arkansas Post, that's southeast of Pine Bluff, and beautiful park. And it's right there close to the confluence of the Arkansas and Mississippi River. Arkansas Post was the first established establishment in the Louisiana Territory after Jefferson shortly after Jefferson purchased it. And of course the buildings aren't there anymore, but the foundations still are. And I think we probably made about another 600, 700, 800 contacts, if I remember right. A lot of fun. Competitive operating can lead you to awards. If you like, any of you new hams know what you call putting awards on the wall, what hams call that? Yeah, it's wallpaper. Yeah. So I'm just going to run through these. These are a few that I've gotten over the years. This is the Arrl Sweepstakes, and I was a novice, CW only, and I turned in my log and I could not believe it. I won Arkansas. That was before, contests evolved into what they are now. There wasn't a whole lot, but I won Arkansas as a novice, and there wasn't any classifications back then. It was all, you just won the state or you didn't. That's my first Worked All States award. Got it in 1970, and I worked all states as a novice, all CW, with 75 watts and a little antenna on top of the house. I didn't do it in a week, but I just had a lot of fun doing that. And then I got my work dog continence. I'm still a novice. And y'all, that's one of the most fun awards that there is. You know how many contacts it takes to get a WAC, a work dog continence? 6. You know, North America, South America, Africa, Asia, Oceania, that's Oceania. Europe and North and South America, Europe, Asia, Africa, and Oceania. And you have to work and confirm, just one on each one. And on a good weekend, when there's a big DX contest, you can work that overnight sometimes. You get them all. One of the awards that will always be close to my heart, not only did I get my Worked All States, but in later years in 01, I got my 5-band Worked All States. That's where you're working 50 states on each of 5 bands. And I did mine on the old standard, 80, 40, 20, 15, and 10. So 5 times 50 is what? 250? So that's 250 contacts that you have to work and confirm to get that award. And I'm not basking in glory here. There's lots of hams have done this. But I was very pleased and happy that I finally got that. And my last state, I never will forget, was Louisiana on 10 meters. That's tough, because 10 meters is long. And he was in southern Louisiana. And I got him in a contest. And then, who does not know what DXCC is? Okay, that's where you work. DX is the ham term for distance. So, and CC is Century Club. What's Century? What's that mean? 100, right? So to be a member of the DX Century Club, you have to work a minimum of and confirm 100 countries. Well, here's you one on, like the Worked All States, I worked, that's 500 contacts that you have to work and confirm. 100 countries on 5 different bands. And we've got club members here that's got 6, 7, 8, 9 band Worked All States. When I got my 5-band, I was give out. I quit. But W5JAY, who was going to be here tonight, but he couldn't make it, he's got 9-band Worked All States. That's phenomenal. You've done that. Yep, Sam.
DXCC or WAS?
I'm sorry. I backtracked, didn't I? I was talking about Worked All States. But yeah, there's hams that's worked more DXCC on more than 5 bands. But it's fun, y'all. I'm telling you. And then I did get my 5-band Worked All Continents. That's not too easy. Your regular Worked All Continents is 6 contacts. Well, now you're talking 30. You're working each continent on 5 different bands. And then this one will test your DXing ability. CQ Magazine has divided the planet into 40 zones. And if you can work and confirm a station in each zone, you have worked all zones. And you can tell, I don't know how long this award's been out, but when I got mine in 08, there'd only been 8,500 of them issued. Of course, that just means there was some people that did not, apply for that award. But I'm really pleased I've got that one. That was a tough one. But if I can do it, you can do it.
It's hard on 80 and 160.
Yes. And there's my wallpaper. Some of it. And then you come in to this area where you can use competitive type operating. Now, this isn't contesting, but who's operated special event station? Are they fun?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Because, instead of you being the hunter, now you're the fox. They're looking for you. And you call CQ, and here they come. Who does not know what special event station is? Okay, That is a station that is activated. You can do it at your house or at the park or anywhere. You can go portable or fixed. And if you wish, you don't have to, but you can request a 1x1 call sign. You know, like my call's K5DB, that's a 1x2, isn't it? One letter, a number, and then 2 letters. Well, a special event is a 1x1. And, you know, it can be Kilo 1 Alpha, November 7 Whiskey. You know, it's a letter, a number, and a letter. So that when you get on the air, the stations that are tuning the bands, they know beyond the shadow of a doubt that's a special event station. And they're good for 2 weeks. You can request and get one. You can either go through W5YI or Arrl. They're the coordinators of that, but they will approve your request. You have to go to a website and find what weekends open that you could use that. And me and my little bunch called the Razorback Contest Club, we've run several of those. And we're all BVRC members too, so. One thing we did, we used K5A, and this was 6 years ago, and we commemorated 180 years of Arkansas statehood. And you can see what we did. In 3 days, we made 1,374 contacts on sideband 262 on CW for 1,636 contacts. We worked all 50 states, worked 7 of the 11 Canadian provinces and 23 DX stations. And I thought we'd get more DX than that. But that's just a couple of pictures there. And there's Mr. K5XK, that's him back there. Oh no, he's back there now, I guess. He disappeared on me. We did that at my house. And so then last year, we did 185th anniversary of Arkansas statehood. K5A was taken, so we went with N5A for that. And this gentleman right here on the front row, we're going to put him in the spotlight right now. And I'll just play just a little bit of this in case some of you have never seen a special event station in progress. Here's what it looks like.
Nothing heard. Can I get the Germany Echo November station? Germany Echo November station.
Yes, Kilo 4, Germany Echo November. The name is Brian. The QTH is South Carolina.
Hey, Brian in South Carolina. Got that full call there. Thanks. You're 5-9 plus here into Northwest Arkansas today.
All right, there's a good bit of QSB that when it gets solid, you're up at about 20 over S9. So, good deal from Arkansas into South Carolina. 7-3.
73. Thanks, Brian. This is November 5 Alpha.
Zulu Mike Victor.
Zulu Mike Victor station.
Kilo Japan 4 to Zulu Mike Victor.
Copy that. Kilo Juliet 4 Zulu Mike Victor from N5A. You're 5-9 here into Northwest Arkansas.
Thank you very much. 5-9 in Clarksville, Indiana. Thank you.
All right, thanks for that 5-9 from Indiana. Hope you have a great day in 73. This is November 5 Alpha. Alpha 9 Juliet Sierra from N5A. You're 5-9 here into Northwest Arkansas. Alpha 9 Juliet Sierra station. Did you copy? I lost that Alpha Juliet station. Let's try this again. This is November 5 Alpha Special Event Station. Whiskey Bravo 4 Foxtrot Juliet Foxtrot from N5A. You're 5'9" here into Northwest Arkansas this morning. QSL?
QSL, the call is Whiskey Bravo 4, Papa Juliet Foxtrot, and you're plus 30 here. Very good signal, 73, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I got the correction on the call. Can you give me your state, please?
I'm sorry, Ohio, Ocean Henry.
Copy, Ocean Henry. Thanks, and you're 5'9" here in Northwest Arkansas. 73. This is November 5 Alpha Special Event Station. Whiskey 3 Golf Tango Ocean from N5A. You're 5'9" here in Northwest Arkansas this morning.
You're also 5'9" to 11 in Pennsylvania.
All right, thanks for that, Pennsylvania. Have a great day in 73.
Delta Tango.
Station ending in Delta Tango, please.
Kilowatt India 4 Delta Tango.
Kilowatt India 4 Delta Tango. You're 5'9" here into Northwest Arkansas today. My name's Vincent.
Roger, Vincent. This is Donnie from Florida. You've got your 5'9" here in the Tampa area.
Copy, Donnie. Thanks for the Florida today. Have a great day in 73. Can I get the Victor Alpha 3 Yankee station, please? Victor Alpha 3 Yankee.
Victor Alpha 3 Yankee Kilowatt Tokyo, and I repeat, Victor Alpha 3 Yankee Kilowatt Tokyo. Vincent, you're 5'9", coming into about 35 miles north of the city of Toronto. QSL?
QSL, thanks for that, and I've got the call sign corrected there. Yankee Kilowatt Tango. You're 5'9" here into Northwest Arkansas this morning.
Hey, Roger. Have a great celebration of statehood. Much appreciate you picking me up. 73.
Many thanks, my friend, in 73. This is November 5 Alpha Special Event Station. Can I get the YL station, please? This is November 5 Alpha.
Kilowatt 9 with Charlie, QSL.
I got the Kilo 9 question mark Ocean Charlie. Can you try that one more time, please? Thank you.
All right, Kilowatt 9, Whiskey Oscar Charlie, Kilowatt 9, Wisconsin Oscar Charlie, QSL.
QSL, Kilowatt 9, Whiskey Ocean Charlie, or Oscar Charlie. You're 5'9" here in Northwest Arkansas today. My name is Vincent.
Hi, Vincent. You are a good 5'9" plus in Wisconsin, Whiskey, India. The name here is Sherry, excuse me, Charlie Hotel Echo Radio India. QSL?
QSL, thank you, Sherry. Yeah, you're sounding great down here in Arkansas. Appreciate the contact in 73.
73, happy statehood.
Okay, well that was, you hear the pileup? You know, some people are looking for countries, some people are looking for counties, some people are looking for states, some people like just to work special event stations. Because, you know, they get a special little card or certificate, which we give out cards, we have cards printed up. But, so I've said all that to say this, I'm getting ready to wind this up, folks. I appreciate your patience, I hope I hadn't been too boring. What's the biggest benefit you get out of this? Yes, you can have fun. You can travel to places and enjoy a real good weekend operating portable somewhere and also finding some good eating places too. And, but what does that do for you? You know, yeah, you learn to copy letters and numbers right. You learn to copy calls right. You learn to copy information correctly. You learn the propagation of the bands and how to use that in your favor, right? And you learn how to operate quick a lot of times. And you know when that comes in real handy? When we have an emergency. Because, you know, maybe y'all have never heard of these. There's a maritime mobile net that meets on 14300, been there since Noah came off the ark. There's also the Gulf Coast hurricane net, and when one of those storms hits the coast, that thing goes into full swing. handling health and welfare messages and traffic. And you've got to know how to correctly and efficiently process that and forward that information on. And if the propagation's bad and you know, you've got signals fading in and out, that don't bother you. You've been working a DX contest and you know what a weak signal is. You've had the cans on and you can dig that out of the white noise on the band. Competitive operating especially helps you participate or volunteer if you're called upon to come to the aid of the public when the going gets tough. That's the thing that, and I've helped with bike races and foot races around here, because you all do realize cell phones don't get everywhere, but a repeater system can, you know. And I have enjoyed doing a little bit of EmComm work myself. So you say, well, how do I get into all this? Well, the first thing I would do is talk to the operators that operate these portable special event contests and find out what their tricks are. You know, none of us have the same operating technique. We've all got our own little wrinkles. And you can ask them what's the key to effective and concise operating. I'd start small. If I was going to get into competitive operating, start with a QSO party. You know, besides Arkansas, you know, the contest corral, it'll tell you what's coming up. You know, I'd say out of the 50 states, I'd say at least 40 of them have a QSO party. And all you'd have to do is tune and pounce and contact them. And you could either send in your log to that organization who's sponsoring it, or you wouldn't have to if you don't want to. But start small. Field day is for someone that's never operated a contest, field day is the easiest thing in the world. You know, if you've never done that, you need to show up at Bella Vista in June and sit down there at the sideband station and have you some fun. And they'll show you how to, if you don't know anything about it, you will when you leave, because the coaches will show you how to do this, how to do that. And if you want to turn in a good score and be a real competitor, and you're not really competing against other hams, you're competing against yourself and Father Time. How many did I get last year? I want to try to do better than that this year. And to do that, sometimes you got to stay up all night, or most of it. So you got to condition yourself to stay late. Us old contesters like me, some of the members have heard me say this before. We have a saying: hands on keyboard, butt in seat. No excuses. That's what you do. You're there, unless you got to go to the bathroom, but you're right back pretty quick. Keep your propagation patterns in mind. You know, you're not going to get up, you're not going to say, well, I'm going to sleep from midnight to 4, get me about 4 hours, and then get back up about 4:30, 5 o'clock. Well, don't get on 20 meters. Don't get on 15. You're not going to hear anything. You know, everybody's migrated to 40 and 80 because that's the nighttime and early, late night bands. You know, if you don't know what you're doing, you'll be like Dr. McCoy was in Star Trek when Captain Kirk asked him, Bones, how are the bands? He said, they're dead, Jim. Well, he didn't know because he didn't know his propagation patterns. Learn from veteran contesters in the club. And what I mean by that is, if it's to where you can, sit down and watch them. You know, talk to them and watch them operate. You'll get the hang of it, and you'll see all the tricks of the trade and how to make more QSOs per minute, like that. and attend club contesting events and get-togethers. That's one thing about Bella Vista. We have get-togethers for this and that and the other quite a few times during the year. And, you know, and I put that in the newsletter to let you all know. And, you know, I'll say, sign up. Well, if you see it, join us. Sign up for whatever that is we're getting ready to do. And especially field day. So, but the bottom line of all this is competitive operating, without a doubt, it will improve your operating skills. You'll be able to copy, if you're into CW, you'll be able to copy that correctly. Sideband, same thing. You will learn your phonetic alphabet like you're supposed to. You know, like Glenn, Golf Lima Echo, November, November. You'll learn that. And that will help you saying the correct phonetics, and you'll be able to copy when the going gets tough and the bands are bad. Overall, it will make a more concise and accurate operator out of you. But the bottom line is, remember, all of this is designed to be fun. And that's what the whole ball game is. That's what it's all about. When the tornado hit up here at Joplin, there was several Northwest Arkansas hams went up there and helped them with their communications because the cell towers was down. And they did that because they want to serve the public, but it's fun. That's what ham radio should be. I'm done. Thank y'all.